COVID, it's most certainly back in Thailand, and I know because I have it. But are we going to experience another full-scale lockdown? Let's hope not. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this bloody thing off. Oh, I hate them with a passion. Apologies, guys, if I sound and look awful. I feel it too. I've got zero energy, my lungs are full, and I'm not in great shape, but I'm not as bad as I may appear. I do have COVID. I was tested for it yesterday, and I've definitely got over the worst bit, but I'm not going to be making any videos anytime soon. Hopefully I can get one in place just in time for next Wednesday, but there's definitely not going to be one tomorrow or Sunday, although there is, because it's going to be this one. Oh well, what can I do? But yes, COVID, it's a really rapidly spreading virus, apparently, a really quick one, this, as far as I can work out. I've not looked into it too much. I don't really pay much attention to the news at the moment, but I can't ignore it when I've got it. So for the last 3 days, I've not been out of the house, I'm not allowed. And also I'm sleeping in the bedroom, Beau's in the spare bedroom. I know she's my wife, but at the same time she's also a lecturer at university, so she can't really be going getting COVID and spreading it around. And at the same time, I'm not going out anywhere and doing anything because it's just not fair. Now I could don this beautiful little thing, but you know, I'm perfectly capable of putting it on, going outside, walking around and maybe making a video. But I would rather be stuck in the house for a month with only the TV to watch than be able to go outside if I wear one of these. I hate them with a passion. When I was a teacher 3 years ago, and before, obviously I taught for a long time if you didn't know, when I had COVID and I was teaching English, a language, to a load of students who didn't care, like 50 students in a room, and I was wearing a mask, going, and the students would reply with, and they all sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. It was an absolute living nightmare. That's if they came to school, and then when they tried to do it online as well, it was just a nightmare. And not only that, you'd break out and even have rashes because at no point, even when you were teaching, you had to have the mask on at all time teaching. It was just beyond wrong. Why couldn't you just have it under your chin and do it? I don't know. But that's another story. That's another thing. And it's all history. But COVID isn't. This seems to be the summer 2025 strain. I don't know which one it is, but I can't work out whether it's because it's the rainy season or not. But at the same time, there's a big strain going on in England or Britain, and they're currently going through a heat wave, whereas here it's the rainy season. I don't know, 2 different strains, maybe, probably, I don't know. You guys let me know on that. I know some guys will probably be keeping well up to date with this. All I'm doing is telling you that I've not been around properly, I've not been making videos purely and simply because I can't, but everything's okay. But I will tell you a little bit about the symptoms. The symptoms, not the Simpsons, they're little yellow characters that used to be really, really funny. It used to be really, really funny, but now it's terrible. And it started off, as it always does with me, with my lungs. A little bit of a headache, but in my lungs. And my lungs started to fill up. But I think I'm a slightly different case than others because when I was a baby, I can't remember whether it was either 6 weeks old or 6 months old. My mum's told me numerous times, but she can't nowadays, obviously. When I was about 6 weeks or 6 months old, I was sick, and my mum got the doctor to come round and check up on me, and he said I would be okay. A little while later, apparently, according to my mum, I started turning blue. So she rushed me to hospital, and they worked it out. I actually had pneumonia in both lungs, which left them quite scarred, which was then exacerbated when, at the age of 11, I think I was, 11, 10 or 11, I think 11, I had it again for a second time, and this time it was even worse, but because of having it as a baby, it did leave me permanently scarred on my lungs, and it does tend to get affected first. And I think when I eventually do check out of this world, it will be something lung related as a result of that. But hey ho, what can you do? So it started with my lungs and a headache, and then it just felt like a cold. But my lungs got worse, and I was struggling to breathe, really short breaths. And I started taking a bit of medication for that to try and ease that, because I know what that is. I sometimes get that even with a cold. And then it just started to feel like flu, really got like the flu symptoms. And I went really downhill for 2 days, couldn't really do a lot, just stayed in bed. And it was like, Beau would bring food and knock on the door that there's food outside and drink. I was expecting to open it one day and there'd be a big red bloody cross on there from her. You know, it's COVID, not the bubonic plague. But I did find it quite funny. And yeah, I wasn't feeling too good. I couldn't even really watch TV or do anything because my eyes were just streaming and my nose was streaming, as it is a bit now, but I am much better. And then after about 48 hours or so, that real kind of flu side of things abated, and it started to come back round. And I'm about now where I am after about the first day. So it's not that bad, really. So it's definitely not the worst strain of COVID I've had. It's hard to explain, but I've had it now about 3-4 times. All of the other times was from when I was teaching. I think 3 times, maybe 4, I can't remember. And this is the first time I've had it since I stopped teaching. And I actually initially thought it was just a cold, because if you remember one of my videos, a recent video, where I was first at a scene of a roadside crash. It was actually pouring it down with rain. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I do that or I touch my face. I've got a really itchy face and there's loads of catarrh, snot, whatever you want to call it, going all around everywhere. Anyway, I was there and it was pouring it down, and as a result of that, I was absolutely soaking, and I thought I'd got a cold from that. Well, then it turned out to be COVID. So yeah, it wasn't good, but the symptoms aren't as bad as I thought. I've had it much worse. The first time I got it, that was particularly bad. I thought for a couple of days I thought I was even going to die. It was really bad. But other times, and actually one time I was, is it asymptomatic? Is that the one? Where I had no symptoms whatsoever, but I was forced to stay at home and couldn't teach for a week. I did it online. So yeah, it's kind of somewhere middling. It's not the worst, not the best I've had. Can you have a best COVID? But you know what I mean. But at the same time, if you are older and prone to respiratory, please don't make me say that, conditions, you may want to take a bit more care of yourself, be a bit more cautious at the moment, because it is prevalent throughout the whole of Thailand. Without going into details, I'm not going to give you stats, I'm giving you first-hand experience that it's definitely here, it's definitely doing the rounds. And I know I did look at one thing, and it's called COVID-19 cases Summer 2025 Resurgence in Thailand. That's the title, and there has been a massive spike. Okay, without going, again, we don't want to go into details. I'm not a statistician. I never do that sort of thing. I don't like that kind of thing. I'm not into facts and figures. But the one thing is they were saying here that they are getting around, this is in Thailand alone, around 12,000 cases a day. Now, that's not factoring in people like me who just get, my missus to get a COVID test from the chemist or the pharmacy. Can you call it a chemist anymore? I don't know. Even Boots has changed its name to Pharmacy now, I think. It's not Boots the Chemist anymore. And that's it. That's all I'm going to go into on there. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Ah, okay. Adding to the concern is a new COVID-19 variant called N181, nicknamed Nimbus. There you go. That's all I'm going to do on that. So I'm going to talk about the actual facts. But apparently, I'm suffering from Nimbus. There you go. Let me know in the comments below where they got the term Nimbus from. I have no idea. But I've had a few different strains over time, and yeah, as I said, this is just kind of in the middle. It's not too bad, but just be careful. I know one guy, one of my subscribers, Graham, hello Graham, who also lives in Khon Kaen, mentioned in a comment that he had COVID recently, and I think was bedridden for about a week. I'd have to look again. And maybe, Graham, it's you that gave me COVID. Because you hear all these things about computer viruses and that, don't you? Yeah, maybe that's it. In all seriousness, I believe Graham's okay. I'm definitely going to be okay. So I think unless you've got real serious health issues, I think you're going to be okay. Oh, you're very, very, very elderly. Should enunciate, especially after my last video. I think that you should be okay, but don't take my word for it. Just be cautious. But the one thing I'm concerned about, as I mentioned right at the start, are we going to be talking typical Thailand knee-jerk reaction? We're not going to be talking this, or worse still, full-scale lockdown, are we? Please, no, we don't need it. Are you going to do a full-scale lockdown for every time there's a bout of flu or a cold or something else going around? Because in my opinion, that's all it is now. It's just another form of flu or cold or something. And sadly, very, very sadly, it is going to take some people's lives, as they all do, you know. How many people a year die from the flu? Quite a few, I think. But we don't stop life going on, do we? What I think we should be doing is, those who are vulnerable, take precautions. Those who are not, get on with your lives. But if you do get COVID, do what I've done and stay in if you can. Or if you can't stay in, wear one of these and stay away from older people. If you know what I mean. So yeah, that is my one major concern, that it is spreading. There are quite a few cases, it would seem. It is countrywide. Are we now talking typical Thai, going from 0 to hero in 1 second and going full scale? Sorry. Yes. Oh, it's not one of those full-on coughing fits that I've had 2 or 3 times now, 4 times over the last couple of days. Going to like a 10-15 minute coughing fit. Can't stop. But I'm okay this time. But yeah, Thailand, 0 to hero. Let's go for it, guys. Let's go full-scale lockdown. Please, please, please don't. The country doesn't need to. In fact, if the country does go into lockdown, it's just going to get hit hard again, I think. Personally, it's going to be ruined. But don't take my word for it. What do you guys think? Let me know below. Write down in the comments below. And give me your views on COVID and whether or not we should go into lockdown. Or what are your views, or what's your take on it, full stop. That will just about do for now. I am just going to apologise as well that I haven't got back into about some of the comments. I mean, what's that? two spiders dancing. I haven't got back in touch with you with a lot of the comments on the Pidgin English video I made in the last one. But unfortunately my eyes and nose have been streaming and I've not been able to see, up until now I've not been able to see for more than about 3 seconds. So I do apologise for not getting back to most of those comments just yet, but you can chat amongst yourselves anyway, so if you feel. But I have seen some of the comments and they are pretty good, they're quite interesting, because it was meant to be a fun video and I hope no one took that too seriously. So yeah, that will just about do now. I'm gonna don my mask and go out walking, and I'm telling a complete lie, as if I'm gonna do that. Wear one of these. I literally, given the choice, wear a mask and go out, or stay in. I'm staying right here. That'll just about do for now, guys. Bear with me and my channel will be back up and running, hopefully. As I say, bad things come in threes, as they say. Postponement of the Isaan tour, damaging my knee, COVID. Let's just hope that's it, guys. Onwards and upwards, I hope. That'll just about do for now, guys. Take care if you're prone to COVID, because it is definitely out there. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.